What is up, everybody? Thank you for clicking on this video and welcome. I am Zach Catanzareti with KickingTheTires.net, the official media partner of Brandonbilt Motorsports, and I am joined by a whole slew of people here, but it's a big, fun, exciting announcement here. Obviously, Brandon Brown, the driver of the Brandonbilt Motorsports Chevrolet in the Xfinity Series. And then I have Ryan Gorman, who is the co-founder of TradeTheChain.com, along with Alex Mascioli, who is also the co-founder of Trade the Chain. And this is really exciting, guys, to learn about this. Trade the Chain is the motto. One of the mottos is trade like a crypto insider. Access real-time trading opportunities, helps you spot the hottest trends before they happen. Real-time detection, instant alerts, the smarter way to crypto, basically. So Ryan, I want to start with you. First off, how did I do? Did I explain that well?
Yeah, you did great. Absolutely. Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah. Well,
and thanks for having us as well. Sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah. And needless to say, this is a whole new venture for the world of currency. But in recent years, it has really grown some legs. And thanks to people like you, it's basically in a full-blown sprint right now. So explain the background of Trade the Chain and how you guys have really grown as a company lately.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Thanks, Zach. And thanks again, Brandon. Alex and I are co-founders of TradeTheChain.com. And basically, it's a global community of crypto traders, crypto enthusiasts who all, they use our platform that has real-time actionable alerts based on things happening in the news, based on announcements from companies. And then we also have sentiment indicators, sentiment scores, bullish, bearish, neutral. We have 1 hour price predictions, and these sentiment scores go out over the course of an hour, a day, and 30 days. And we are able to distill these things into scores by crawling Twitter, the internet, a couple thousand sources every 2 seconds. And using machine learning and AI, we're able to contextualize all this data, remove bots and spam accounts, and give people something that's very intuitive, easily digestible, and highly actionable. And we've built a great, thriving, positive community. A lot of people there are NASCAR fans. They're really excited about this partnership, and we can't wait to see how it blossoms.
Yeah, and Alex, kind of going off what Ryan said about making it more accessible for people. A lot of people, as I said, it's fairly new for a lot, and a lot of people are trying to find the right information, trying to find companies who they can trust to start going into cryptocurrency. What has that side been like about teaching more people about it, and not only reaching out to sports like NASCAR, but just telling average people about what this can do for you going forward?
Yeah, great question. I mean, one of the things, first Ryan and myself, we come from the institutional side of crypto with hedge funds dealing in digital assets, and landed there a couple of years ago. So for us, it was all education from the traditional Wall Street side, and it continues to be that way for retail as well. So, NASCAR had a bunch of different components that were really appealing with us, and I'm going to bring NASCAR into this because I think it's meaningful. And one of those are the demographics of the NASCAR season. So it goes into geographically places where people are probably the most upset with banks, and traditional finance, whether they're taking fees. The people who never get educated enough on things that benefit them more with their own personal finance. So, going into those towns and those cities is huge for us and anybody we can speak to about digital currencies and the wave of the future in that regard. Also, NASCAR is very community driven. So much like our community, we want to bring, our community who aren't NASCAR fans yet into the sport so that they can root for Brandon and teams and whatnot, but also, be able to penetrate the NASCAR community and educate them as well. So for us, that was really appealing because it is community driven on our side and it's community driven on NASCAR side. And three, unlike the average sport where you have many, many players, even though NASCAR is a team sport, it is great to have, an ambassador, a person who can also help us send the education message as well to folks rather than have, 30 basketball players or something to that nature. In looking with Brandon, and it really for us made sense to bring that education, because with education comes adoption, and then those people will pick companies that they want to be with and use. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess for either of you guys, what should the average person know first about cryptocurrency? Like, I'm sure there's going to be challenges along the way, just like with any type of finance. If there's one thing that you feel like people should know first, what would that be? Ryan or Alex, you guys can take it.
Oh, Ryan, take it away. I'll let your words of wisdom go.
Thank you. That's a really good question, because a lot of people, when they get into investing or maybe buying a little bit of Bitcoin or Ethereum or some of the other coins out there, possibly Cent, they don't necessarily consider the risks. They're just dipping their toes in the water, and they're just trying to see what it's all about. They're trying to figure it out. And I think the one thing that is most important when thinking about crypto and digital assets is community. What we saw earlier this year with Wall Street bets driving stocks higher, like AMC, like GameStop, all these meme stocks, as they were called, that originated in the crypto markets to a large extent, that ethos, because once a community gets behind a project, they're able to support it, bring more people into the ecosystem. And just as Alex was saying, the more people that know about something and learn about its benefits, the more people that adopt it. And once a community gets behind a project, look at coins like Doge or XRP, where they might not have the most utility, but they have a thriving community supporting them. And, you know, they're able to move up the valuation charts. And I think finding a community that you align with, that you believe in, and that you largely agree with, I think is vital to not only learning about crypto and digital assets, but also to finding the assets that, you know, you not necessarily most identify with, but you can derive the most benefit from, right? So community is most important.
And there's dangers like in anything that's out there. So, you know, part of our core mission is to help people navigate that, and our community helps people navigate that as well. So there is, you know, to put it bluntly, there's a lot of crap there, but there's a lot of crap in all aspects of life, what you're dealing with. So we try to hone in on what's responsible. There's digital currencies that are projects, like Ryan said. There's digital currencies that are dollars, you know, backed by what we're used to. So it spans the ecosystem. Just yesterday evening, I taught Brandon's dad how to use Voyager to send and receive crypto. And hopefully his response back to me was, I could see why this is the future of currency. It was a very easy transaction. So, you know, and along that note, Brandon is, you know, I think the second athlete in America to be paid in crypto. We're paying him 100% in crypto. So I think, you know, that's just a milestone in itself, moving forward, and hopefully we see more of that. I think, Ryan, excuse me if I'm wrong, but did Cristiano Ronaldo just who just did the big MLS crypto deal?
No, that was Lionel Messi. He when he went to PSG, he took a significant portion of his sign-on bonus, I think, in crypto.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's slowly seeping its way into our everyday life in sports, for sure.
Yeah, and Brandon, I mean, you have become a crypto leader in NASCAR over the last couple months. Whether you planned that or not, obviously with Baby Dogecoin a couple times, and you've had a lot of learning to do, just like myself and many others. But what have you learned lately about Trade the Chain and really the importance of what they're doing? Obviously, you're being paid in crypto. That's a big feat in NASCAR. You know, got Landon Castle, but it's something super new.
Yeah, so I learned from the first one what not to do, without bad mouthing anything. I learned what not to do. So now, you know, I'm learning kind of how to move forward and adapt with it, because I've always been very public in speaking with people in the garage and outside of the garage about how the new wave of NASCAR marketing and sponsorships and how everything works is it's always been an adapt or die market. The old way of selling sponsors of DeWalt knocking on your door and saying, hey, we really like the way you turn left, that it's gone. Now it's got to be something that you can resonate with fans, you can resonate with your core group, and as they've said, your community, the 68 community, the Brandonbilt Motorsports community, the Brandon Brown community, everybody that's involved with our team. It only made sense to bring this new wave in, and you know, when you finally start taking the time, and the beautiful thing will be educating people on how to take 5 minutes out of their day just to look at crypto, just to see how everything is going to transition to it, because, you know, as much as people are like, oh, I'd love change. They really, a lot of people tend to resist it if they don't understand it. And it's something that's super easy to understand if you just take a little bit of time. And that's going to be the beautiful thing about Trade the Chain is it's going to bring, it's going to do the educating for them. It's really just, it brings it all in house. So it's, to me, I'm just, you know, ready to adapt, move forward, understand that there's a new way that things are going to be done. And that's how I'm going to take the 68 and sent it to victory lane, right?
I like what you did there. I see that.
And to work on that, that was one of my questions was, do you guys utilize Sentinel or Cent Crypto?
Yeah, so Cent token is governance and utility rewards token for the Trade the Chain platform. So very much like a lot of people familiar with Voyager, you know, we also dipped our toe in NASCAR with the Landon and the Voyager Trade the Chain car over there. But, you know, with Voyager, they have VGX, which is a utility token. I know Brandon's a Voyager customer. And so it's very much the same way where the community, the holders get to set the governance, kind of make the rewards rules, and do various other voting rights as well. And then they get rewarded based on, you know, whether they use parts of the ecosystem that they're already using, they get added incentives. So the Cent token is really a really crafty way to kind of reward loyalty.
Yeah.
Nice.
For Brandon, is this exciting to, I mean, you always get so used to having new sponsors and there'll be like local companies or, you know, people like Jabs Construction who you've known for years, but when you get something like this, where it's not just for one race weekend, hopefully it's for more in the future, but it's like decades into the future, you're seeing something like cryptocurrency and Trade the Chain really exploding. Is it exciting to be one of the young people in the sport to be kind of taking advantage of this right now in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, it's always exciting to be the one that's kind of, I know that I'm way behind on it all, but in this industry to be kind of on the ground floor of it and like, I'm doing what's new, I'm doing what's different, I'm taking the leap of faith because I know it's going to work. It's always exciting to know that you're doing that. And, you know, eventually down the road, you'll see the other teams, the bigger teams that are kind of stuck in their ways, they'll eventually adapt to it. But they look at us almost as the guinea pig, but I'm happy to be the guinea pig because it's going to elevate me that much more. And I mean, you can't really get more, I guess, more ground floor with it than being paid fully in crypto, because you are fully immersing yourself and your team into the product and to the sponsor that you believe in. If you see other products on vehicles, sometimes they don't necessarily use that product in their everyday life. They just talk about it. But when it's something that you're using and you're really getting into and you're educating yourself as well as educating everyone else, well, it makes it that much more natural. And that's what it takes. That's where the fan really resonates, is when it's natural to you. Instead of just talking to them about it, you're talking with them about it. And that's, you know, that's an important part of community. Is I've always been one to involve everybody in our race team. As you've seen, I've made those funny videos trying to get people to log in, check it out. But now it's starting to how do I include the fans and everything so that it's not talking at them, it's having them talk for you.
And the same goes, Zach, the same goes both ways. I mean, our members are 23 time zones around the world. So they're everywhere. And we're going to capture a bunch of them and convert them, you know, to Brandon Brown and NASCAR fans. And just because that, you know, that's where our momentum goes. And so the hope is the other way around as well. So we're excited about it. You know, listen, this deal has been, this partnership has been something in the making. You know, Brandon may not think I know, but I saw a tweet kind of triggered towards me back at the prior race with the rap. I liked it. I respected it. I'm glad we're finally on board now. So,
No, but also one thing to add to that, Brandon, going back to it, if it's a product that you use and a product you consume, when you talk about it, it's just so much more natural. And people feel your enthusiasm, they feel the energy, and they get behind that so much more, right? So I completely agree. And I'm relatively new to NASCAR. I've been a racing fan for a while, but NASCAR I'm relatively new to. But the more I learn about it, the more I enjoy it, the more excited I get about it. And I look forward to race days. I look forward to being at the race. I look forward to being in pit lane. And when I talk about it with my friends and my family now, it's the same thing as you talking about Trade the Chain or other products that you consume. They can hear my enthusiasm and they get interested in it, and they want to be there too, and they can't wait to join at some of the races. So we're really excited about this.
And we'll make Brandon's debut into the Trade the Chain Discord channel, so all the community members can go wild and nuts. So we'll do that.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll do that in the next week or so.
23 time zones. Can't wait not to sleep.
Welcome to our world.
Living your best life, Brandon.
That's right. That's right.
Can't sleep if you want to make it. Brandon, starting 23rd this weekend at Darlington, you put on a hell of a show last week at Daytona before the fuel ran dry. If you guys can just catch that break, perhaps you can get a solid finish here at Darlington. An old surface, except for turn 2, they added a new patch there, but it would be a high of 86 for this Saturday. So, how are you looking into this weekend at Darlington?
Well, for everybody to take their crypto and bet it all on that 68, because I'm sandbagging the start, starting in the rear. So the cars cars passing me is going to be, my kill death ratio is going to be through the roof, baby. I can't wait. It's one of those things where Darlington is such a fun track because it is so difficult. And I've talked about this with other drivers and other team members, just, goals that we want to accomplish. And it's almost like after the past 3 weeks of just mishaps, you're almost like, okay, guys, hey, why don't you guys take a deep breath and let's get out there, let's finish the race, but make sure that we're really, plugging away at something attainable, and then we'll go above and beyond the Call of Duty when we can. And then I went to the store and I bought a Kit Kat so I could catch a break. And now the luck's going to change. I've requested that somebody from a horse farm sends me a golden horseshoe. I'll stick it on the car. I don't care. I'm just ready to turn this season around. We're at a win to get in standpoint. So my front bumper has never been tougher than it ever has been, because we're going to the front one way or another. So that's the goal for the
I like it. Darlington's a contact sport, man.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I don't want to do too much, because when we get to Bristol and Martinsville, your back bumper, how damaged it is, will let you know how many people you've made upset during the season. But hey, if you got to be a bully to get into the playoffs, be a bully. I don't care, whatever you got to do.
Well, Brandon, luckily we're running a one-off paint scheme at Darlington, so go to town.
That's right.
Tear it up.
I'll take the wrap back off.
These composite bodies can take a beating, as you know. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ryan and Alex, have you ever been to a race, and are you coming out to the track this weekend?
Yeah. Not this weekend. No, not this weekend. We're not, but we do travel to. We're on site in the pits with most of the races. So Ryan and I'll be on hand for Richmond, and then we have Bristol after that, and then of course big showdown in Las Vegas. So we'll be there.
Absolutely. Love race day. It's exciting. The sound of the cars when they first rev up and scream by you right when the race starts, that's so exhilarating. I love being at the race.
Ryan's going to be so excited that after we get into a race where we bully some cars out of the way, he's going to be ready to fight people for us.
Oh my God, I'm going to be running through pit lane, fists clenched, ready to go.
I will say that Ryan has, you can tell he has very nice hair there, and race day is the only day where he lets it get messed up as the cars scream past him.
You need extra hairspray to keep it down, from my experience.
Exactly.